Hello and welcome back to the vibe. Welcome back to the vibe.
Let's switch this up.
Do we not miss my afro hair? Do you not miss it? Do you not miss my afro hair? Because I do. And I wish summer could end, winter could end already so I can go back to my hair. Because I'm scared it's gonna break if I don't, care for it. Anyway, today's video. What are we doing today? We wanna know, period. Okay, I'm gonna just do that. First of all, I went to the library recently because I've been wanting to read, obviously. I feel like I've spent so much time on my phone and still am. And also, if I sound a bit nasally, it's because I've been so sick. Anyway, today's video, the reason why I did this video was because of this. Do you see who that is? Do you see who that is? That is me. Period. And that is me because this is my book from 5 years ago. 6 years ago? I don't know. I don't remember. 6? I wrote this book when I was 16. I'm 21 now.
Damn!
That made me actually realize that we've never had a conversation about me, how old am I, and my life and stuff like that, which is fine because hold it,
What's going on here? Hold it.
And I wrote this when I was 16. And I'm so glad that I had people at 16 that supported my vision, support me and everything that I want to do. But I really wish somebody could have said, hold it. You're a bit too young for that. But I know like there's like kids that write books and they actually like come up with something that's very good. Yeah, I'm happy for those kids, but that was not me. Okay, I had like a good vision for my book, but the execution wasn't well, and the things that are in here, I had no business knowing and writing about at 16 years old. And because of that, I feel like a lot of things were lost in translation and I was just lying.
What do you mean by that?
Because I didn't know half of the things that I wrote about here. And also in 2016 it was that era of like inserts on Facebook and reading. I used to read a lot. I read a lot of books. I read a lot of those inserts on Facebook and I did them as well. Actually I've loved, I was. And I'm so glad because I grew and life was good. But let's talk about it. So in this book, it's called New Reality by Karabo. The premise of this book is that I feel like I have so many disclaimers because child. Also, if I keep doing this because I can't see myself and I want to see if I look good. Yeah, the book is about a girl named Zoe Bongiwe, aka, and she lived in an abusive home and she was like the black sheep of the family. The book literally starts with that line. Let me read you all the first paragraph actually. This is not the prologue, okay? It says the black sheep. Yes, that's more like it. That's who I was when growing up with anger, sadness and anxiety. Nobody really cared. Nobody really cared except for that river whose flowing fluid freed my soul and allowed me to dream more. A normal day for me was getting a beating or 2 or 3 times for being lazy just after I'd finished cleaning the whole house, cooked and polished shoes for my cousins. Though I had bad days, I also had awesome days. That is the first paragraph. You can pause and read this part. So that was the paragraph, and it goes on to say that she was going to the river to fetch some water. Go Brenda Fassie, go Brenda. She was going to the river to fetch some water, and then ended up thinking, you know what, this is my time to escape, nigger, and did. So she runs to the freeway. Now listen, hear me out. When I wrote this, I had a specific place that I was thinking about, okay? And that was not a freeway. I don't know, maybe a gravel road. That was a gravel road that she ran to the gravel road and hailed someone to like, please stop for me, I'm going to Josie, dear Josie mama, you know. Okay, so she's going to Josie. I thought I was gonna crochet when I do this because I want to do this now with my hands. But we get Josie for the so if we get Josie again, or if we get Josie Ati, you know what, since I don't know anyone here, I'm gonna do this and do that. So let me get my crochet stuff, okay, so I can do that. Okay, we're back. Let me make a black and white beanie. Yeah, let me make it a cat beanie. So as I'm saying that, okay, she decides that she wants to run away and go to Johannesburg. In Johannesburg, she doesn't know anyone, and she finds a guy there who wants to be with her, wants to take care of her and whatever. What I'm saying, when I said I don't know the things that I wrote about in this book, I was just lying, and it was just dreaming up of how life could possibly be for people who do that. So yeah, goes to Joburg, finds someone who's like, yeah, I'll take care of you, you can stay together and you can work at my restaurant, because of course they have a restaurant. Yeah, so she works there, they fall in love, and then I don't know how this time jump happens, and my girl is now the owner of the restaurant. And so essentially she goes to Joburg, finds a man and stays with him, and the man is abusive, and of course they gangsters, because why? I'm 16. That's all that happens in the world. And also like all the stories around that time were like centered around men being gangsters or involved in gangsterism in some type of way. And of course I wrote about that because that was what I was reading about all the time and what was in the news almost all the time. And then I incorporated it there. The boyfriend is a criminal, a gangster, and is abusive because of course he is. And then the girl has an ex, and the ex is like a good person, you know, good cop, bad cop. And then good cop Banele, let's call him Banele. I don't remember their names properly because Kukona Banele no Bandile is there, sounding like twins. Okay, it was Bongani. Bongani is the bad guy and Ubanele is the good guy. I can't see his name right now, but I know. Man, Banele is a good guy, and Banele happens to be a PI. So Banele finds her. They go back a long while ago, of course, and then they link up again. And Banele is like, "Oh, that's your man, sis? Your man looks suspicious. Let me check him out." You know. So Zoe at this time doesn't know about this, and then Banele comes at her doorstep knocking, which is also creepy because why are you at my place? Why are you at my place? How did you know? How? Comes at her place and is like, yeah, let me tell you something, girl. Your man is a weirdo. And she's like, okay. And like a few scenes after that, Zoe finds out that she's pregnant, and Bongani doesn't want any kids. It doesn't want none of that shit. And he's like, so routine, and they get into an argument, and then beats her to a pulp. She goes to the hospital, finds out she lost her kids, and then there's a whole arc there. There's something there with them. And then also another thing to know about the book is that it progresses really, really fast. I don't know, where do I look? It progresses really, really fast. So the mom, Bongani's mom, comes and they're like, yeah, girl, we don't want your kids, we don't want you here, and whatever. And eventually that leads them to break up. Him not wanting kids, him beating her up and kidnapping her, because he does, of course he does, kidnaps her and then keeps her at his place. And then Ubanele, the good guy, comes and he's like, what you're not gonna do is that, and I'm gonna take my woman back, whatever. And then Zoe leaves with Ubanele, and they become a couple, and then they work towards their future. And then Zoe goes to therapy, because that was girl, that was a very dark place. So yeah, that is the book in essence. That is it. The problem that I have with this book is, first of all, there's a lot of graphic scenes. There's a lot of graphic sexual scenes. I was, how many years? 16. I knew nothing about that. Well, not nothing, because I was very exposed to social media at the time. I knew what sex was, but I didn't know it personally like that, like the way that I wrote it in the book. And I was like, do I want to write it? And I feel like at some point I had a problem with it, but it was like, yeah, but this sells. People want to see that. And it's crazy, but it's true. And looking back, I regret that. If I had put it in, if I could go back and put it in again, I would not do it so recklessly and just put it anywhere as a time filler. I would pace it well, create tension and then put it somewhere. Now it's just they get in the house, which I know is freaky and probably happens, but it's not timed well. It's we are at this scene, cuts, and then haibu, bust down. And it's no, let's not do that. Create tension, make me see it, make me feel it coming,
That's what she said.
No, not like that, but yeah, create some tension. That is one part of the book that I actually don't like. And then part 2 of this that I don't like is that I feel like I don't give enough descriptions of the characters and the setting and whatever enough for the viewer. It's good to give the viewer leeway to imagine how something would be in their head, but it's also give me a little something. Give me a little something. This is dry. There's nothing in this plate. Can you see this plate? It's empty. It's empty. So yeah, that was the 2. And then 3 is how fast it is. This book is so fast paced. How many pages do we have actually? Oh, and also the last line reads, my life, paradise. Can you guess what I was referencing there? Can you guess? All the Aries fans stand up. All the Aries fans stand up. Yeah, that's what I was referencing. I was referencing Aries' song there. There's a lot of song references here that I think if you listen to the songs that I kind of listen to, you would know. But yeah, so the other thing is pacing. It's so fast paced. It's so, let's run, let's do this, and it's like, I'm not running anyway. Calm down. It has 200 pages. I forgot I was checking pages. No, it doesn't have 200 pages. It has 97 pages. 97. No! And you bet in those 97 pages, what new thing did you learn in life? Okay, you learned about Alexis, because there is Alexis here. And a good friend of mine actually helped me with that, like cars and stuff, because I didn't even know anything about cars. Do I know anything about cars now? That is not what you should be asking. What you should be asking is, do you know the Lord God of our Savior? Okay, JK, but yeah. Yeah, so that is the essence of what happens in my books. Do you feel like you learned anything? No. And that's how the book is. It literally could take you like one day to read it, but I summarized it for you in 5 minutes or 10. That she was in an abusive home, goes to Joburg, finds a man, stays with the man abuses her, man is a BI, man researches man down, ram pa pa bam, gets arrested, moves on, has the plots is, in the beginning, right, she's pregnant with twins, and then they don't make it, obviously, because the dad is an asshole, and then she moves on to have kids with Ubanele, and they have twins, a girl and a boy, and they happy and they live happily ever after. Like, those are the little things that I feel like, okay, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I did that, you know. And I know it probably doesn't sound like it, but I really am proud of this book, and thanks to everyone that helped me because you did a big one. I wanted to talk about another book, because essentially my channel was supposed to be about, I was gonna do book reviews and crochet stuff, and then the vlogs, obviously, and art, because I'm an artistic person, you know, all that vibes. But I don't know what happened. Well, I ended up not reading much, and school was very hectic back then, but now I have all the time. Well, not really, but I have time to read and do things. So yeah, that's great. I hope you enjoy the video. I know it's a bit messy and it's a bit all over the place, but yeah, the book that I'm talking about, the book that I'm referencing, the one that I say I wanted to talk about, is Wide Acre by Philippa Gregory. Who has ever read that book? That book is so unhinged. It's a mess, like, it's a freaking mess. But yeah, that video will come in the next weeks, maybe. Next week's video maybe is gonna be the crochet haul, and I thought I was gonna crochet something. I didn't, because I'm using black wool and I couldn't see, and everyone who crochets knows that the first line like wants so much attention, but I couldn't do that because I didn't want to constantly be looking down. Yeah, I'll see you next time, and thank you for watching. I love you, Kimions. Also, I asked on Instagram if you guys love the name Kimion, and you know, so many people didn't even know what that is. I was like, oh, you don't watch my video. If you don't like the word Kimions, comment Kimions, so that I know that you don't like it, and comment what you would want it to be. What would you want me to call us, like our little crew, our little, you know, friendship, where we talk about bullshit, you know? Yes, so tell me that, and I'll see you guys next time.